Alex Garland's Civil War does convey the idea that war is hell pretty well, especially since our focus characters aren't soldiers, they're actually journalists reporting from the front. But for all its demonstration that supply shortages are hell, political polarization is bad, and of course rival soldiers are terrible, the issue with the movie becomes quite apparent. The problem is that this movie is quite vague about why this war is even happening in the first place, and why the factions behave the way they do. You could argue that it symbolizes that war plays out from the eyes of the common people differently than the higher echelons of politics, and that they don't really care for war other than saving their own skins because food, water, and medicine aren't in short supply. I'm just calling someone's bluff here, mainly because we see the President of the US under his illegal third term die in a very Gaddafi-esque raid. It goes without saying, but wars are inherently political, and tiptoeing around their causes and motivations of the factions does no one in this movie any favors. This is especially egregious when you realize that the journalists are all about the politics of war and documenting the atrocities of it all. I mean, documenting atrocities are also political. You could have dehumanization through racism, you could have dehumanization through ideological radicalization, religious discrimination. You can have a lot of politics when it comes to an atrocity. War without politics just makes you wonder why the hell these people are even shooting at each other in the first place, other than, hey, this is what the plot demands. Also, I take issues with the factions themselves. There are the Loyalists, the Florida Alliance, the New People's Army, and the Western Forces. I don't even think that the New People's Army is mentioned in the film at all. Breaking down things on state lines feels very boring. You really could have gone wacky with all these factions, and the factions within these factions. If you think that's unrealistic, buddy, that's how the Syrian civil war is currently playing out right now. But those are just my thoughts. Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.